Hi guys, I'm Margaret.
It's your boy Yule.
This is Can We Talk About It?
The show where we talk about it.
Today is the first day of Hanukkah, so in honor of that, I want to talk about something very near and dear to my heart as a Jew. Bargains. Love a good bargain, you know.
Oh my God.
Payless is a store of choice for many a Jew, you know.
I just want y'all to know this is not a specifically Jewish thing. Because me too, as a man of Caribbean descent, also loves a great bargain.
Facts. That's facts. I feel that both my black side and my Jewish side come together when it's
to make one whole cheap person.
Very true. Very true. I love a good deal. I love a nice coupon. So this past week, one of my favorite stores, Payless.
That's one of your favorite stores?
Honestly, no. But you will.
Boy, I was about to roast you like it was in high school. I was about to.
But they make some nice shoes, and you know they might break apart in a few weeks, but they look good for the honestly, if I pay $20 for a shoe and the heel comes off like a month later, well, it's fine. If I got some good wear out of it.
I disagree with everything you just said.
All right. Well, anyway, yeah, Payless pretty trash. But they did something. They pulled a scam this past week that I thought was pretty. Yeah, it was beautiful. Scam. It was lovely. Yeah, love a good scam.
Yeah. So they had a kind of a pop-up shop of sorts.
Palessi.
I don't know how to pronounce it. Yeah.
Palessi.
I'm gonna go with Palessi. All right. So make it sound. Palessi.
There we go.
All right. So. They opened this store and they're selling pretty much the exact same things they sell in Payless, right? But they made it, chic and fashionable.
Yeah. And they invited Instagram influencers to shop the collection, and they got them on camera saying yeah, you could tell this is really good quality, and oh, I love this, so high fashion, blah 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 blah, and. And they asked them how much they would be willing to pay for it. Some people said $600 to $700. It's worth it. You could tell. And it was all a fucking lie and a scam. And they revealed this.
Yeah.
And they gave people their money back.
Yeah, because people paid and they made about $6,000.
Yeah, and
paying hundreds of dollars for $20 to $40 shoes.
I didn't feel that bad for any of these people because they also had been paid to attend, and they got to keep that money, and then they got their money back.
Yeah, which is
sucks
for me. I was just you should have honestly just let them keep the $100, $20 shoes, to be honest, in my opinion. That's because that's such a problem we have now, that people put such high value on these brands and these names, and everybody wants to be an influencer. It's come on, bro.
But also on the opinions of influencers, because what we saw from this is people are promoting shit that they don't know anything about. You got someone telling you that a Payless shoe is good, you can tell that this is fine leather.
Exactly.
No, this shit's made of cardboard,
and,
my guy.
Everybody's full of hot air right now. I think they should have just kept the Palessi store open and just left it as a thing for a year and a half
until someone actually investigated into the product that they're promoting.
Honestly, I don't think anybody would have, because sometimes they have these high-end stores or high brand name stores that have just marketed themselves to a certain standard.
Made good.
Let's say, for example, let's just staying at a low level, Levi's. You know how it used to be a couple of dollars for pants, but now they sell $100 jeans and still made out of the same materials.
Yeah.
It's not anything really changed, but because that name and that brand is expanded so much, they're paying ridiculous numbers for something that.
Or look at fucking Champion. Champion was some shit that my father used to wear till it had holes in it.
And then I think a Kardashian got their hands on it, and then.
Yeah, and now Champion's a brand. That's wild.
Yeah, for real.
It's just crazy in general how much power these Instagram influencers have. Have you been seeing recently? There was an actress who was kind of going after a lot of celebrities who have been promoting flat tummy teas and stuff that, saying this shit is a laxative and it will make you it would make you poop in public.
That's pretty much all those things are. It's just kind of almost a placebo. Yeah, it's just it's things that don't work. It has no FDA backing behind it. It's not proven they really do anything. But these celebrities get paid to do it, and so just I'll advertise pretty much anything.
I don't get it though, because for example, DJ Khaled just got in trouble for not disclosing that he had been paid to advertise something that I think was I don't really understand this kind of stuff, but something like Bitcoin, a coin thing. And it's why does DJ Khaled need that money? Why do you need to promote a product that might actually be complete trash to people who trust your opinion. Like, when you're already that rich.
And the thing is, I feel like the rich just always want to get richer. I don't feel like he needs the money, but
of course he doesn't.
they just love sponsorship.
My man's son has a Lamborghini. No, he doesn't need that money. Like,
when I used to follow DJ Khaled on Snapchat, every other day he would just be opening gifts from like somebody or some other person, because once they have it, they just get given things.
Right.
And so I guess it's kind of just another thing on the list. I don't think they really care that much or invest in their time and energy into one thing. I think they just get so many sponsorships over time that it just all becomes a blur, and they're just like, all right, I'll pretty much promote anything because they're just gonna pay my bills, and all I'm doing is
they probably don't think about it.
Yeah, exactly, and that's the biggest problem with all these influencers or
but on
celebrities.
that note, what would you promote for money? Would you get strange for a little change?
Oh yeah, I'm for real broke. I'm not
I
DJ.
definitely promote anything.
Yo, all right, so sponsors out there.
Yeah.
You got something you want us to promote? Just probably send it. We'll probably
do it.
We're also low like these influencers and DJ Khaled. Yeah, we're
you
worse.
Know how LaCroix has like whatever like cockroach.
Okay, we're not doing LaCroix.
I'm doing shit. I'm drinking your chemically
the cockroach
produced
water.
Cockroach water. I don't care. I love a good seltzer.
I've been trying to get a sense of
little Raid gives it that taste that's just crispy. I don't know.
That's gross. Oh my god, that's gross. I've been trying to get like an essential water sponsorship.
That's why you actually like essential water.
Oh yeah,
so you bougie ass bitch. But like no. So what's something that like you know is shitty, but like you would promote anyway? I would promote. Christine said it, and I was actually like, you know what? Facts. Herbalife. Do I think Herbalife works? Fuck no. And if you're a Herbalife coach and you're watching this, like, no, I'm not sorry. You know your shit don't work. Would I promote it? Absolutely. 100%. You know what I would do? Get mad fat. Eat whatever the fuck I want. Live it up for like a year. Then I would shell out. I'm assuming that I have this money up front. I don't. But this is my long-term plan. Shell out. Get like some surgery, some liposuction. Come back mad thin and be like, Herbalife. And what happened? I just spent a year, fucking snorting up cheese doodle dust every day, and now I'm rich as fuck and I'm skinny.
Wow.
Sounds like a plan, don't
Sounds like a lot of commitment to this very shitty goal.
Committing to eat everything for
a year. The liposuction part is like, all right.
Yeah, you're right.
And then you probably gonna have to diet, exercise, and that. And now you have cancer. And now all these other things that happen to you in your life because you sold your soul for Herbalife. Anyways.
But how much are they paying?
That's a good question. That's a good point. I don't think there's many things that I dislike.
That you would sell your soul for?
Yeah, I think. Yeah. Honestly, I think I actually have to like it at least a little bit. Even if it's like cheap and whatever.
No, I feel you. Like, okay, we know Fashion Nova is just like, well-marketed rainbow. But I like Fashion Nova, and I would promote Fashion Nova.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I would say, yes, I know you can get this on the Ave for $7, but why don't you buy it for $22? I would do it.
Okay, yeah, true. I would do that for like, what? Essential water, Arizona. Because
Arizona's a good bargain though. There's no. Yeah.
If Apple wanted me in any kind of commercial, I'd just go in. I'd probably whatever.
I'm real mad at Apple right now. Their products be fucking up a lot. I say. I look at all the Apple products that we're using right now.
No, we're not using any Apple products. I don't know what she's talking about.
Unless we're gonna
be sponsored by them. Put Apple logo here. If you know this. Send us Cash App information will be in the description below.
I love my iPhone 8.
I love my iPhone XS.
All right.
Max.
Bitch, put this shit down. Show off. Oh my god.
I love that I also have insurance through Apple.
Anyway.
Now that we've sold our souls.
Yeah.
What's next?
Like, let's talk about someone who don't have no soul. President Trump.
Oh man. Your boy. Margaret told me in confidence that she voted for Trump.
No, oh my god! You know how many times we had to restart this episode because we kept saying shit that was just a little too hot, and now we're in the middle, so we just gotta keep going from here. Like fuck it, yeah. I said that in confidence. No, I'm just kidding. I'm gonna tell you though, there's one thing, and I'm not gonna use the word admirable, but I will say that I'm impressed by Trump's level of pettiness. It's nothing I would aspire to because I'm an adult. We're adults, at this point. But I feel like it would have been like 5-year-old me's dream to be in a position where I could be so effectively petty. So Trump never lets a grudge go. We know that. Like, how many years was he mad at fucking Rosie O'Donnell for? Like,
What's today's date? It's still going.
It's like a 10-year long feud that hasn't even really been like refueled. It's just the anger's so fresh in him. And I kind of am like, yeah, you feel those feelings, my guy. Like those, you keep feeling that shit and feeling it, like a not grown man would do,
he's a child.
He's honestly a dead ass child.
Yeah, I don't know how he makes anything work with that attitude, but
so we know that Trump and the Bush family do not have the most friendly of histories.
Yeah, they are not the most groups of people.
He's been critical. He was even critical of. He was more so critical of H.W. Bush's policies back in the 80s and 90s. But he evolved to more personal attacks on specific members of the family. He said like Jeb Bush was like soft and like shit, like like
he's kind of round. Yeah. Attitude. Yeah, you're right.
And they've kind of gone back and forth. I feel like in the tradition of politics, the Bushes have kind of made their attacks more on policy, even if you could read between the lines and surmise that they were talking about Trump himself. Like Laura Bush said that the policy of separating families at the border was like cruel, inhumane. She didn't say Trump was, she said his policy was, but like
because she's political and that was the right thing to say.
There we go.
Good job.
Trump meanwhile has really kind of been more personal in his attacks. He said like, this is you as a person, I'm not talking about your
Trump
policy.
Don't give a shit. Trump says everything about, he says whatever he wants about everybody.
Yeah.
Crooked Hillary. He's made up nicknames for people like
Lying Ted Cruz. That one was revoked though. They're friends now. But George H.W. Bush passed away this past week, and Trump was asked today at a press conference if he regretted like unkind things he had said about the former president and his family in the past, and he said, "Thank you very much, everybody," and he walked off the stage.
Yep, he's like, good night. Yeah. That was my show. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Catch y'all next time on Trump TV. He was just like, nope, not having it. You're not putting me in that corner.
No, facts.
But you
would have thought. You would have thought I answered that shit.
Trump has a very special way of deflecting. It has no finesse. It doesn't like. He's not like. Well, I don't feel like at this time. Like, it's not even very wordy. It's like if they ask Trump something that he doesn't want to answer, he's just like, why the fuck would you ask me that? Pretty much, like, essentially, he'll just be like, I'm either going to ignore you. He'll literally insult your actual person. Yeah. Or just like answer in the most Trump way possible and like
where it's like a different, or he'll answer like a different question like like that nobody asked.
Most politicians do that, but he does it in such a special non-finessey way. Right. That only he can do and only he can live up to. Yeah. And this one I think was actually kind of great. So this would be your response if somebody were asking you in a public space like to comment on the death of an arch nemesis, of an enemy. They say, how do you feel that you said X, Y, and Z about this person? Now they passed away. Do you feel bad for the things that you said? Well, my goals in life are to exceed Trump level pettiness and make it all the way to 50 Cent levels. So my personal response would be niggas die every day, B. And then I'll just move on with my life because I keep it 100 at all times. If I was your arch nemesis in life, I am your arch nemesis in death. And I'm just going to keep doing what I do.
Respectable, but also why you should never be our president. And neither should Trump. So there we go.
Fair.
So now
what about you? Your arch nemesis dies. Margaret, do you regret the things that you said about said person?
I think, so I would... Why?
That's the mic. You're on the spot.
All right, you move that away from me. Yeah. All right. It's so I like to keep it real, but I also like to be cordial for certain environments. So I think
Family Feud X. Go ahead. Sorry.
I think I would probably just say I don't regret the things that I said because they were true in the moment, and it would be disingenuous for me to say that I didn't mean it. But nonetheless, I'm sorry that he's passed.
That was like the political long ass version of niggas die every day. So pretty much, essentially, we have the same.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, moving on to something a little bit more serious. This week in New York, at a homeless shelter, 2 homeless men got into an altercation. They were both stabbed. One was arrested. They were both okay. But this is just kind of like, there have been so many different initiatives to try to address homelessness in New York City, and I feel like a lot of them have been unsuccessful because...
Highly unsuccessful.
Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, clearly, right? Because I don't know that they necessarily address the root causes of homelessness. It's like they offer a lot of band-aid solutions. I mean, I'm not an expert,
Agreed.
So I really can't say.
Yeah, me neither.
Like, it's a tough issue, but like, also we're not in politics, so it's kind of like, so like, just for example, like in the spring, de Blasio basically had announced a plan to close and then reopen homeless shelters, and they would like be combined with affordable housing units, and critics of that said maybe just use the money to create affordable housing units in general. So many people who are homeless, it's like, you know, there are a lot of issues like that go into homelessness, you know, drug use,
gentrification is a big factor in that.
The thing is,
being displaced.
Mental illness.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. But then, like, what a lot of people don't consider is there are so many homeless people who have jobs who, you know, just kind of fall behind on certain payments or aren't making enough money to live in a city that is rapidly becoming less and less affordable. And the solution for them is probably not to put them in homeless shelters. These shelters are dangerous, and it's like also people don't understand why. Like, I always hear people say, like, oh, you know, like, well, homeless people choose to sleep on the street or
when there's homeless shelters.
Right.
But, like, again, things like this happen. Like, there's 2 men fighting in a homeless shelter and they stab each other.
Yeah.
It's like, because there's so many issues that you just said that we have to address, and cramming them all into one place is not helping them. If you have mental health issues, right, packed in there with somebody, like I said, that's just a day-to-day person trying to live a job, that's probably gonna gain more mental health issues or probably become depressed. Like, it's just a toxic environment.
And then, like, to mix those people in with people who are, you know, addicted to drugs, but you're not allowed to use drugs in homeless shelters, so they could be going through, like, withdrawal and the symptoms of that. Like, there's so... It's like those people all have different needs. They're all homeless for different reasons. You can't, like, use the same solution. That's not even really a solution. It's like a temporary, almost like...
the Band-Aid, like you said.
Yeah. And then there's like a lot of bureaucratic issues with homeless shelters. Like, I don't know, I just found out recently some homeless shelters, like, they have certain hours for check-in. So if you're homeless but you have a job,
agreed.
Like,
I know that. Yeah, so
you have to be able to work that around, and maybe like if you get out of work late one day, you don't have a place to sleep.
Yep.
You know?
And you'll definitely stay outside on the street.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, how does that work? Like,
it's like the same issue with welfare. It's like how if you make a certain amount of money, you're not on welfare. You lose welfare. But
you also can't support yourself.
Exactly. So we say, oh, people who are on welfare should get a job. But if you get a job and you're making just over a certain amount, then they take away your welfare. But it doesn't mean that you can now afford all the things that you couldn't when you were making like $2,000 less, you know, like
exactly. And it discourages people to get off welfare in the first place.
Yeah.
And then you wonder why so many people are just like, you know, lazy or whatever, because they're stuck in this loop.
Exactly.
Right? Like, welfare money is not going to grant you the education you need to find a decent job that's going to, you know, provide for you enough that you don't just need a welfare paycheck. Exactly. So now, like I said, it's such a vicious cycle, and we need just to brainstorm and find new ways to attack this from different angles, because do we have the solutions? Absolutely not.
No. Who the fuck are we?
Some people with some YouTube show.
Yeah.
And but yeah, this needs to be addressed.
Right. There are certain organizations, if you want to become more informed on these issues, so also you can know which representatives to support, which policies you want to see pushed forward. One that works out of New York City is Coalition for the Homeless. Look them up, and you can read up more about it. They also do offer research-based solutions, and it's a good way to affect change, to at least get like the people who are informed and do have the power to kind of create these policies to show
Take
that
action.
we care about these kind of things as their constituents.
Exactly. So do that. Put some links in our description below. Just scroll up right
there. They are. We're raising them in the air. They're invisible to us right now, but they exist to you. I'm touching it. There. Am I touching it right now?
No, it's not even that direct. It's below.
They're there.
You know how YouTube works, right?
Not entirely. Anyway, that's been our show.
It's your boy Yule.
I'm Margaret.
You can catch me on Insta at New Yule City.
And my personal is at Margie820.
And you can catch us both at Can We Talk About It Show. Link is right here, but probably not. It's probably lower.
Happy Hanukkah.
Oh my God.